Good evening, everybody. Tonight's video is going to be about UFC Blanchfield versus Barber. So let's get going. But first of all, we've actually lost another fight today. The Gustafson fight has been canceled, which I was going to be on Gustafson, so that's one less pick that I'm going to be having tonight. It was tough for me to come up with some very confident picks on this card that are singles. I do like a bunch of round props. Anyone that watches my videos knows that I really enjoy doing alternate round props, primarily on the over. And the reason why I do those is because I do a 3-legger, and then on the third leg, you can usually hedge it and make a profit. I'm going to go on down the whole fight card that's left. There's literally only 10 fights left on this card, so it's a very short card this week. And let's get right into it. So the first fight of the night is Rayon Dos Santos versus Elise Ardeline. And this here, Dos Santos is like a minus 270 right now. I don't see her as a minus 270 favorite, but I also don't see her losing the. I shouldn't say she won't lose the fight, but she'll win it more times than what she'll lose it. So I'm not willing to put money on the other side. I mean, if you want to look at a plus 3.5 on the other side, I wouldn't hate that. I haven't looked at the odds, to be honest. I can actually check them like really quick right now. It's actually a plus 160 or a minus 160, so it's not horrible. That's not a bad look, but it's a stay away for me. I think Dos Santos is going to be slightly better everywhere, and I see it going all 3 rounds. And as we get going, you'll see that the over is one of my parlay pieces. On to our next fight. We got Blachowicz versus Michael Aswell. This is another short notice fight for Michael Aswell making his debut. I don't know a lot about him. I didn't get a chance to watch anything on him, but I have heard that he's very tough, very, very durable. So I could see this going longer. This is another fight that I have I'm not going to bet it. Oki should get the win. I think the UFC is setting him up for a win, and that's why he's a big favorite in the first place. I believe he's like a minus 375 or something like that. He's going to be the more powerful striker, and he's also going to have the wrestling edge too. So I think he should just be better everywhere. But like I said, it's going to be a stay away for me. And then our next one is going to be Kurt Hollabaugh versus Jordan Levitt. Jordan Levitt is going to have the wrestling advantage big time in this fight, but Kurt Hollabaugh will be better on the feet. If Kurt Hollabaugh keeps it standing, he's got a shot. I just don't see that happening. I think another look could be Levitt takedown prop. I believe it's 2.5 is like a minus 185. So I like Levitt. I don't have a wager on him though, but I wouldn't hate. I believe he's a minus 200. I think this fight goes long. I actually do have a single on the over at over 2.5 rounds. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick here. There, I'll just scroll those. Those are my singles, and I'll scroll those while I keep on talking. So some of those fights I haven't talked about yet, but we will get to them all. I'll scroll those for a while, and then I'll pull up my sheets at the end also, so that if anyone wants to follow anything, they can just take pictures of it or whatever, or screenshots. On to our next fight. It's Javel Filo versus Alan Nascimento. Nascimento hasn't fought in almost 2 years, but he should be able to win everywhere, especially with his wrestling. Um, on the feet, it might be pretty close, but Nascimento is going to have a huge advantage on the ground and on the mat. And actually, this line has come way down. Nascimento is a minus 120 right now, I believe. And I don't hate that as a single. I didn't use it, but I don't mind it at all. That's a good look there. And then our next fight is going to be another female fight, and we got Caitlin Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. This is a true 50-50 fight. You know, this fight could go either way, but I lean Chiasson to just be a little bit better everywhere, and I lean her money line. It's now a minus 125. So I am using the over as a parlay piece, and the over has dropped significantly down to like a minus 270. So that's actually the one parlay I'll be pulling up on the overs that I did is pretty good value now. And I'll pull those up now that I've ran that other ticker for a little bit. And here are some of my parlays I'm going to be playing. And then we got our next fight is going to be Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez. Dustin Jacoby is going to be the better striker by far and more dangerous striker. Could even get a knockout. But Bruno Lopez is going to look to wrestle. I think he gets the grappling going. And it's dog or pass on this one for me. This is another fight that I could see going a little bit longer too. If you guys want to take a shot on a single on the over, I don't mind that at all. I'm leaning Lopez just because I think he's going to be able to grapple for 2 out of the 3 rounds, but that's my lean on that one. And then the next fight is Jack Reese versus Dusko Torovic. Jack Reese, I think he's just going to be better everywhere. He's going to be a better striker. I see him getting a knockout, possibly even a first-round knockout or second round. I played him on a single. Well, I'm calling it a single even though it's really not. It's Jack Reese money line under 2.5 rounds. If you want to do his KO prop instead, it's a minus 120. But this way I got it down to a minus 150 just in case he gets a submission. And then our next fight is Billy Ray Goff versus Ramiz Ramaha. I think this is pretty much a setup fight. He's going to be Billy Ray Goff is going to be the better striker. And I look for Goff to get a knockout. Ramaha's only chance is if he does get to wrestle. I just don't think he's going to be able to get it there. And sometimes he doesn't even look to get it there until it's too late. And then he can't get it there. So I like Billy Ray Goff as a parlay piece. I don't like the line, though. It's escalated all the way up to a minus 395. So if you don't want to play him, I don't blame you. But that's that one. And then we only got 2 fights to go on this card. So if you're watching this video and you could shoot me a like, shoot me a message. I mean, if there's anything that you don't like that I'm doing or I could do better, please say. I'm somewhat new at this and just trying to get my feet on the ground here. I do have a fairly solid track record. My ROI through my tracking app, is pushing 17%. So it's pretty solid. I've got a unique way of wagering with a lot of alternate round prop overs. So let's move on to the next fight. Matthias Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein. This is pretty close to a 50-50 fight. I really like the over in this one, though. I think it goes to a decision 100%. And I like Gamrot to get the wrestling going. It's basically striker versus wrestler. Gamrot's going to look to grapple. Klein's going to look to strike. Klein's by far the better striker, but I like Gamrot to get his wrestling shoes on. I mean, it's DraftKings has his takedown props set at 3.5. I'm like, they don't have it set there for no reason at all. So I like for him to get a takedown or 2 or 3. I lean for him to get the win, but it's a no bet for me. But I will be using the over on something that I do. So on to our last fight. We have Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber. And just in case, this kind of just happened recently, but Macy Barber missed weight. So they are now doing this fight at a catch weight. I believe she weighed in at 126.5. So, I mean, she technically only missed by 1.5 pounds. So she didn't miss by much, but she basically said she wasn't going to cut anymore, I believe. So they're doing this at a catch weight now. I'm sure that Blanchfield probably got, a little bit of her purse, her winning money or her show money, I should say, because of it. Barber's going to be the better striker, slightly better striker. Blanchfield's not horrible on the feet, but she's definitely not going to be the better striker, I don't think. But she's by far going to be the better wrestler, and I see her getting her wrestling shoes going, and that's 100% why I feel like Barber decided not to cut any more weight. She knows exactly what Blanchfield's going to try and do, and she wants to be able to defend that the best as she can, and she probably felt like coming in and not killing herself to cut the weight was probably her best option. And I still don't think it's going to be enough, though. But this is another fight that I love the over. I also have a single on this fight. It is the fight to end by unanimous decision. That means it doesn't matter who wins, just has to be unanimous decision. And stupid me forgot to add all of my picks on my Google Documents. So I'm just going to have to run through them on the ticker board here. I'm going to hide this. So right here's what we got. I'll wait till it scrolls back around. These here are my parlays. It's going to be Blanchfield Barber over 3.5 rounds. Vieira Chiasson over 2.5 rounds. Dos Santos and Artelin over 2.5 rounds plus 117. And then we got a 3-piece parlay of Goff, Blanchfield, Reese plus 170. If you want to take Goff out of it, it's still like a plus 117 for the Blanchfield and Reese money line parlay. Those are my 3 parlays. Then I've got 3 singles or 3 kind of singles. So I've got the Levitt Hollowball fight over 2.5 rounds at a minus 135. Then I've got the Blanchfield Barber fight to be won by unanimous decision minus 110. Then I've got Reese money line under 2.5 rounds at a minus 150. those are my 3 singles. Hopefully I can lean you in the right direction on getting some winning tickets this weekend. If there's any plays that you like and you want to ask me about them, please feel free. This was a tricky card because of all the cancellations and just people missing weight and or coming in a little bit overweight. So I decided to go a little bit later this week with my wagers. My favorite wager is the 3-piece on the round prop, the Blanchfield Barber over 3.5, then the Vieira Chiasane over 2.5, and the Dos Santos Arteline over 2.5. That's now a plus 117. I actually got it at like a plus 105. So, I mean, if you want to lower the Blanchfield one down to over 2.5, or even start the 4th round, feel all free. It'd probably still be close to even money. But hopefully everyone catches some tickets, and we will see you next week for UFC 316.